Here is my second video. I'm going through my index, and my first list on my index is my prayer list, so I'm going to go through that now. I'm going to see how they're answered, and the next stage what I'm going to do is to print them out between my remaining prayers that haven't been answered and those that have, and I'll focus on my next video on those that are still remaining. So my first point on my prayer list was how to reach the starting point. So I've already got a list of that. So I'm going to research train journeys up to John O'Groats. I'm going to talk to a friend of mine. I won't give his name, but that's what I'm going to do. Just to say also, my previous video, my niece said that it was a bit too long and too boring. I'm not bothered about it being too boring, because like I said before, this is really for myself as well as for others, but I'm more bothered about it being too long. So I'm just going to focus on my prayers. The second point I had was which starting point. It's definitely going to be John O'Groats, because one of my ideas was Land's End. What my budget is, I've already got a list of section for my budget, so that I'm going to be continuing to develop that. How to fund it, that's pretty much been answered. I'm saving up every month. I've got birthday and Christmas money. I'll see what the gap is, and I might end up using some of our usual holiday money for that. I'm planning for the weather as well. I've looked into all of that. I've got some particular SKS racing mudguards to help if there's going to be bad weather. I'm going to be looking at the climate, like I said, forecast up in Scotland. What to pack. I'm going to try and fit it all into the back of my bike on a rectangular box, which I've got a special saddle rack for that. That's going to be my aim. But really, what I'm really going to do, in April onwards, I'm going to put everything on my bike and try a mini tour, hopefully around April, or as though I'm doing a mini tour, a long bike ride, and see how I'll get on with that. One of my other prayer items is where to stay overnight. Now, basically, it's going to be Travelodge is the cheapest place for staying over. I've got some other places, but they're the best. And I'm going to look into warm showers. I met a fellow cyclist today, and I said to her, the concern with that is that you've got to reciprocate. But she said to me, as long as you think maybe one in the future you can reciprocate, then join warm showers. And she said that it's been really, really good for her. So I'm going to take up that as an opportunity. I've got myself my waterproof gloves. Basically, they're leather gloves covered in wax. They're great. One of my other prayer items was an extra tube for lights, but that's been answered. I don't need an extra tube for my lights. I'm going to be testing my rear rack in April, like I said. One of the questions is, do I need a handlebar bag? Now, Christmas, I was actually given a very small handlebar bag, which might be quite suitable for me. The other one I've got is quite heavy, and it might block some of the stuff I have on the handlebar. So we'll see that in April. One of my other prayer items was just whether or not I need a light rucksack. I'm going to steer clear of light rucksacks because it'll hurt my back over time. So I'm going to steer clear of that. One of my other prayer items was mapping app to use. Well, thankfully over Christmas I was given a Garmin. That will last 14 hours. So that will be my mapping app basically to use. How to minimize power use. Well, that I've got that down to pretty much a T now. I can really use far less power. And then filming it, well, I'll be using my cyclic camera and light for that, and I'll probably be filming parts of the ride, because to record the whole 12 hours every day will be far too much to go through. So and then this links to my next point, which is, and still it's an unanswered prayer really, is the key aspects of the ride that God wants me to concentrate and act upon, because I know that through this there'll be things that God wants me to learn. So through my prayer I will in time learn what they are, and also what parts to record on the ride. So I've got a list of JOGLE concerns, priority ones. The first one is this. So waterproof gloves, that's been answered now. I've got wax leather gloves, and they're excellent. I've learned from a friend of mine today that Army Surplus sells such gloves but with better cuffs, which you can actually tie around your wrist. So I'm going to try and buy them and wax them. My second prayer item is what rare bag to have, and I'm just going to rather whether to buy one or not. And I'm just going to use what I've already got, and I'm going to test that in April. What mud guards to have, that's been answered. I've bought SKS mud guards now. Whether to use a small tub of chamois or just E45, I think the prayer is already going to be answered. It's going to be E45, but I want it in a small tub. It's really important to keep things small. I'm talking about keep small. For Christmas, I was given a small set of shower gel and other things, and I'll be using that to keep the weight down. Whether or not to bring massage cream, and possibly that might be the same as the E45 cream, I'm not sure. Whether to bring the carabiniers, I've got two, so I probably will use them. I won't be buying a small portable camera, I don't need that. I won't need a mount for my camera, I've already got that. Although with the Garmin, I actually do need a particular mount which holds the Garmin and the cyclic camera, so I'll be buying that hopefully sometime this year. What else is on my list? I did write a cheap belt to strap my bag, but I don't think I'm going to need that. Whether I want a rear view mirror, I'm not going to buy that. And whether to bring a multi-USB plug, I might just use what I've already got. So the next steps are me to amend this prayer list with what's still outstanding for answering. What's answered, I can keep that, and then I can just focus. And those that are answered will form. I'm going to put into my next indices, and what I'm planning to do. And the unanswered ones, I'll just wait for the Lord to guide me. So, hope that's helpful. Certainly helpful for me just to keep track of this plan. Thank you now. Goodbye.